Good morning from Vientiane, or Vientiane I think the locals call it. Over here we've got the Mekong River, and I wanted to start the video next to the Mekong River, but you can't actually get there because on this section at least it's kind of what would you call it, it's like a sandbar, or it's overgrown. You can't actually get out to that bit, but across the water is Thailand. So all of those buildings you see over there, that's Thailand. And then on this side we're in Laos. So I've got 24 hours in the capital, Vientiane. So let's see what Vientiane has to offer. This is the Sisakit Museum. It's quite early, it's only 8 o'clock. So fingers crossed, I should be the only person here. And I don't know, but this impressive looking cart, it looks like it might be one of those things they used to ferry the king. And these look like tombs because I can see some pictures on them. So maybe all along the outskirts these are tombs. Take a walk around before I go in, because I think the main the part where you have to buy a ticket is in here. But there's plenty to see on the outskirts too. Again, look, this one no photos, but inside there are years. So you've got to pay the foreigner ticket, which I guess is okay. Let's go inside. It's not big, but I think the main event is what you see under here. Let's have a look. I've seen something like this in Thailand, but look, even here, these are mini Buddhas. I think these are all different, like very slightly different perhaps. Apparently this is one of the oldest temples. Some of the other temples were destroyed, but not this one. So it's one of the oldest temples left in Vientiane. And at 8 o'clock in the morning it really is empty. Anyway, let's head to the next place, which is a place, the name of which I can't pronounce. It's starting to get a bit hot, but I'm here at Pathat Luang. I have to assume usually there's probably quite a lot of like tour buses and things like that, but right now it seems quiet. Let's take a look. The driver dropped me off here, but I think the stupa, which is the main attraction, is somewhere through here. And here is that stupa, That Luang Museum. Again, you got the foreigner price, which is 30,000. It's just over $1, like £1. I'm okay with, because you know it costs money to maintain these things. This place is a bit different. You can't really walk up, I think, but you can walk around. So let's try and do that. So the construction of the stupa, and then sometime, I think in the 18th or 19th century, the Thais came, the Siamese came, or there was a rebellion against the Siamese rule, and the stupa was destroyed. The situation of Telong after the thieves destroyed and got the valuables. The temple was, or the stupa was rebuilt by the French. So, destroyed by the Thais or the Siamese and rebuilt by the French in the early 20th century. Playing, what's this? Hockey. So the app I'm using to call taxis is called InDrive. It's the app that you use in Nepal as well. Kathmandu, if you want to call a taxi, you can use this app. But the GPS is not so great, so it's not always easy for the driver to find you or for you to find the driver. But I'm here on probably the main avenue through the city, I think. And the most important building, or one of the most important buildings here in Vientiane, the Arc de Triomphe. That's not what they call it. I think they call it Patousé. But let's get closer and take a look. I think there's some government buildings here. You see the Laotian flag, the Laos flag, and I guess this is the Communist Party flag next to it. But this is essentially like the memorial for independence. That's why they built this. And it's like a Laotian style Arc de Triomphe. I think they knowingly did that. And I think you can go up to the top because I can see some people there. So let's go up and take a look if we can. Oh, well, that's more colorful than I was expecting. What? Okay. So far, everything in Vientiane is 30,000 for foreigners, which just says like $1.20. Oh, there's a bit of a museum at the top. It's a bit on the nose, like a direct comparison of Patousé and the Arc de Triomphe. I think through here maybe we can go up. More museum, but that's quite an impressive ceiling. I always thought it was European, but it's not. Look. If you look closely, you can see it's Buddha. Well, this is as high as I think you can go as a tourist. We just came in from there. Probably one of the best views in the city, I guess. Let's have a walk around. Do you think the road was modeled after the Champs-Elysees. You know, it might have been. It's a nice building over there. I wonder what that is. A hotel maybe? Anyway, I think somewhere down this road is the morning market. And it's 9:30 now, but it should still be open. So I'm gonna maybe walk down the road and take a taxi. I rented a motorbike because I wanted to come to this place outside the city. It's not that far actually, it's about 25 kilometers, but it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get here. And on my way here, I got pulled over by the traffic police. I did, you know, break the traffic rules. I think I missed a roundabout, like I took a shortcut, and I ended up sitting in their office for 20 minutes going back and forth on Google Translate. And he said, you need to go to the office to pay a fine. And in the end, I kind of gave up, and I said, you know, I'll call the people who rented me the motorbike, see what they have to say. And she said, oh, you just give him 200,000. I said, is that it? She said, yeah. And so I said to him, I said, no, do I need to give you 200,000? He says, 3. I was like, okay. So I gave him 300,000 and he let me on my way. But, you know, it's not a lot of money, but at least he let me go on my way because I want to come and see this. So maybe if you're a lady wearing shorts, you need to rent a skirt. Let's have a look at this place. I know it's called Buddha Park, but it'd be interesting to see why this is a tourist site. Oh, it's quite interesting. Got a reclining Buddha. We'll check him out in a minute. And then, what is this? It's a monster's mouth. Okay. Let's head inside. Oh my god. Oh. It's like a grotto. You know, like those places that rich people will build just for fun. I think you can go up. Where do I go up? Here. This is floor 2. And then, can I go up or is that closed off? I can't go up. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna bump my head. I'm sure I'm gonna bump my head a few times today. I understand now there's a sign saying no people over 50. You know, it's not the easiest thing to climb up. What? Oh, you can go all the way up to the top. Okay, let's do that. My god, it's narrow. Really, really narrow. Oh, I'm in the mouth of the beast. Is this the mouth? Oh, I think so. I don't want to go out because then I've got to, you know, it's going to be difficult for me to go back in. So let's have a walk around. Okay. I don't know if this is all of the park. We've got the Mekong River, Thailand on the other side. But let's have a walk around. Tickets here are 60,000, which is double what most of the other places were today. So I want to get my money's worth. So it's now, what, 4:30? Or, yeah, around 4:30. So the park closes in 30 minutes. It's pretty empty. There's only maybe a handful of other people here. This is the reclining Buddha. I saw one like this in Bangkok, but I wonder if he's got something written on his feet, because the one in Bangkok, I'm pretty sure they had some scripture, something like that on the feet. Let's have a look. Oh no, he's just got regular feet. His feet are not coated in gold. That's disappointing. You feel like here there's a story being told. What looks like an insect, and I don't know, Buddha, elephants with a guy with a trident on top, and then some random heads, which I assume, you know, these must all mean something. It's the seahorse. So this is a little bit away from the park, but this is the Mekong River. You can see what I mean. This is the same thing that there is where I am. It's not really a sandbar. I don't know what to describe it as, but it's kind of like a floodplain. So you could walk down to the river's edge through here, but I'm not going to do that because I imagine there could be, you know, snakes and things like that. But apparently there was a big flood last year in 2024, so it would have gone, the river level would have been up, well, 2, 3, 4, 5 meters, like, you know, quite a lot. I got stuck in some rain. It's so bad, the power just cut out. Day 2. Yesterday, you know, the rain didn't stop, so I couldn't go out to some of the night markets that I wanted to. But there's a morning market. This is the morning market, but it doesn't look like much is happening. So I'm gonna head to another place that I passed by yesterday, and when I passed by yesterday, it was, you know, they were starting to close because I think it was getting hot. But maybe at this time of the morning, 8 o'clock, maybe it'll be a bit busy. Fingers crossed, let's see. So it looks a bit busier than when I came yesterday. Let's have a look what they have to sell. It's a big market. We've got chickens, durian, rice, all kinds of things. Oh, it's the meat section. And you can see the monks asking for alms. I think that's called. Come out every morning and ask for food, money and stuff like that. Not this way. It's always interesting to see wet markets, even if, you know, there's not really much for someone like me to buy. So now I'm gonna go to the morning market, which just now looked a bit empty, but we'll see. Maybe everything's happening inside. This is the main building, but maybe that's not open. We'll have a look in a second. spices and stuff like that. Maybe it is a bit early. Too early in the morning for the morning market. So the morning market is, it's really just a name. It doesn't seem to be open in the morning, and most of the stores are closed. And I guess I would say this is like a flea market. They got a little bit of everything, but mostly it's not catering to tourists, it's catering to, I think, local people. Oh, somewhere to change money. Let's do that. I'm going to show you, I'm changing about $270. I'll show you how much I get. So I got 5.6 million kip. That's what 5.6 million looks like. So I think this would normally be the jewelry section. The lady at the exchange, when she takes your dollars, she checks them very intently, like the smallest imperfection, and she'll give it back to you. She'll ask for another one. But then when she hands you the stack of money, you've no way to check it like she does, because it's just too many notes. That was the morning market. I can't say I really recommend it, unless you're nearby. It's not really much. It's not really much in the way of, I thought there'd be more food or something like that, but no, not really. Maybe I went to the wrong place. Somebody will tell me in the comments if I did. But this is probably the last place I'm going to go to, and I don't even know. I think it's called Impang Temple. Just a random temple near my hotel. So let's get a closer look. This guy didn't take off his shoes. I'm gonna take off my shoes. Oh, the floor's a bit wet, but okay. Well, that's it for Vientiane. It's not a city where there's many things to actually see. Like, there's not a bunch of famous sites for you to see. There are some, but I quite like it because it's very chilled. Like, it doesn't feel like a capital city. It feels like a small town. So yeah, see you in the next video.